I think, and it's hard to say. It's like once you get on the other side, it's easier to become more spiritually developed because you don't have the limitations of the physical world. Do you understand? The physical and the physical thinking, because we think in a physical way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a pause.
Okay.
So what? So we made a little pause, and now I'm trying to say what is the most interesting. Is there anything? Did it tell you anything what you should do? What everyone, like not special people, but like ordinary people? Anything that we should do other than to become better?
To become better?
Other than to become better, any specific?
Oh yeah.
Any specific steps that everyone can do, or
well,
some of us can do.
Well, they don't understand us. They don't understand people that kill, war. They don't understand why we're fighting. They don't understand the greed. They don't understand how we can let children starve in other countries.
So you said that. When did they say that? I remember you mentioned that in more detail. Or it was someone else. I read it elsewhere.
Really?
Elsewhere that they say, the main question, how can let your human children starve? That was like
they can't understand it because they feel each other.
Yeah.
And if they know if their neighbor is suffering, that they would help them because they would be suffering too, knowing the fact that they're suffering. There's a lot of crap out there about, they're stealing our emotions. They don't want our emotions. Our emotions are horrible.
Even reptilians don't want our emotions?
The what?
Even reptilians?
No, I met a reptilian. I thought he was very cordial. I mean, as a matter of fact, I woke up during an exam and he was part of it. And he panicked. He was worried about me, because I was terrified. I thought, when I looked at him, because of my upbringing, I saw this reptilian with these big, was it yellow eyes with snake, and I thought it was the devil, I didn't know. I thought I died and went to hell, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And I was fighting, to reach up and touch the face, and I felt the face, and I'm like, oh my God, this is real, and
I guess I will just bombard you with a few questions. Maybe you can help. Do they go to church? In Courtney Brown's book, he remote viewing Grace going to a church or some kind of cathedral.
I don't know if that's accurate because you don't need to go anywhere to worship, or it's everywhere. The Creator's everywhere, and the essence of what we call God. They believe in it. You don't have to go into a building. It's everywhere.
What do you know? What have you learned about our who created us, our evolution? How many times they cloned us, and not they cloned us. How many times they intervened in our genetic makeup?
Oh, the only time I know about is from Neanderthal man to Cro-Magnon. They told me about that. They said that there was somebody did that, and they're trying to fix it.
Yes, that's what I read in raw material.
Yeah, that somebody went in, they did that, and they weren't good. Not all these beings have our best interests. Some of them aren't as spiritually developed, and maybe more self-serving. It doesn't mean they're evil. They're just people, just like us. They make mistakes, and these other gray beings are billions and billions of years advanced, and they're trying to fix the mess.
I see. That is exactly the story they tell in raw material.
Really?
Yeah, exactly the story. And here comes the basic cosmology or politics of extraterrestrial politics. So they tell us about different unions. What do you know about their bureaucracy and unions among extraterrestrials?
Oh, monitoring them?
No, unions. What political powers are there?
I don't know much about that. I believe, this is my belief, because I was told that the tall grays were the oldest. And I think when you hear the term ancients of days, they're referring to the grays, the tall grays. They've been around for billions of years. And I've met one time I was on a ship, I met some other beings, and I've never heard anybody else mention them. Maybe once, somebody related a story that they heard on the Art Bell show about the orange race, and I did see an orange race.
Mm-hmm.
And their skin was orange, like the color of a carrot. And their hair was like a brown with orange tint to it. And their features were different than ours, but it was mainly the nose, the coloring, and the way the eyes were set. You know, they wouldn't be able to pass here for human, but they were pretty close to humanoid looking than most of them. And
so raw material tells us about confederation with headquarters in Saturn rings, Saturn planet, the rings of Saturn planet, and the bureaucracy there. And confederation are the good guys, and most of the aliens, extraterrestrials in our vicinity and who are interested in us belong to those. And also they mentioned and these are supposedly servant to others, good guys, altruist guys. An alternative, the opposition is empire with greys and reptilians. I assume it's like, I don't know, I cannot say if it was in raw material, maybe it was in high strangeness, but this empire, they say, is way smaller, maybe 20 times smaller in number of planets and number of races there, number of beings there, but they sort of balance in power. And also they say that 4 planets in confederation and the good guys, 4 planets at a time are serving, sort of defending and fighting or balancing, like have sort of Cold War, so balancing the empire. Can you comment on that story in any way?
okay. Yes, I was told that, and it was the same time I was told that about the jump, the genetic jump, and they were saying that 2 factions came to visit the planet, and our government made a deal with the better looking ones, or I don't know if they conveyed it were better looking, or what our government thought they would get out of it would be better.
Someone tries to reach me. Hello. We took a little technical break, and now we can come back to the Empire versus Confederation story.
Okay. They told me that, and this is going to sound strange and almost, it might have a religious feel to it, but it's not. They said that that our government made a deal with some guys that weren't so good. They didn't tell me what their symbol was, but the guys that are the good guys, their symbol is the serpent. And it's a huge deceit that's been going on. And the serpent, I assume, is the shape of the medical symbol, you know, because they always use the snakes wrapped around the staff.